Before we start this video, I just want to say I have a makeshift plushie campaign going on. It's currently got 4 days left to pledge and we're still only 50% funded, so if you'd like the plushie to become a reality, please consider getting one. Link is in the description and pinned comment. Now back to the video! Pretty much like any Portuguese kid in the early 2000s, I grew up watching a lot of anime on TV. Of course, at the time, I didn't quite have a name for those big-eyed pretty cartoons that I loved so much. Now, as an adult, I can say I've watched so much anime throughout the years, it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say my whole career is thanks to it. However, it somehow took me almost 20 years to finally give this one a chance. So join me today as we talk about the beautiful story of found family, liberation, and dreams that is One Piece and why I love it to death. I love it so f***ing much! I'll keep everything as spoiler-free as possible, but I will be showcasing my artwork in the background, which features all members of the Straw Hat crew. And while knowing the crewmates won't ruin the experience, it didn't for me at least, if you want to avoid knowing them, feel free to click away. Don't worry, I understand. I'll just go cry myself to sleep because you didn't want to watch my video. No big deal! If that sounds good to you, make sure you subscribe to the channel because I love telling stories and talking about my interests here. Before I started watching One Piece, I only knew 2 things about it. That it was a series about a kid who wants to become king of the pirates, and that it was published by Shonen Jump. You might know Shonen Jump from titles like Naruto, Dragon Ball, and more recently, My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen. For those unfamiliar, Japanese anime and manga have their genres defined by their target demographic. If something is categorized as shonen, it means it's primarily targeted at young boys and men. Unfortunately, there are a lot of tropes in this genre that aren't exactly my favorite. You probably know where I'm going with this. Yeah, my experiences with shonen were Naruto and My Hero Academia, 2 shows known for how garbage the female character writing is. I was never super interested in anime fights in general, so watching over 1,000 episodes of dude bros fighting while the girls sit pretty and watch wasn't really a way I wanted to spend my time. However, last year I joined Wildcard as a thumbnail artist for Gyui and started seeing this damn sticker a million times on the server every time someone new joined it. After a while, I decided to give it a try. And boy, was I wrong about One Piece. This might be the best fantasy story I've ever read. Buckle up because I'm gonna start yapping. The first thing I want to talk about is the characters. If you haven't watched One Piece but know what the women look like, you're probably rolling your eyes hard right now. But dear viewer, please hear me out. The characters in this show are so good, so well written. And yes, even the women, even these women who look like this! One Piece does this thing where they'll introduce a new character first, and then once you know what to expect from them, they'll hit you with their backstory. Oda always finds such nice ways to explain and justify why characters act the way they do. It just makes sense and it makes you appreciate his writing so much. Each and every one of the characters is so colorful, so hyperbolic, so larger than life. They're over the top and weird, and that goes extremely well with the setting of the series. If you don't know, there are superpowers in One Piece, in the form of devil fruits. Each devil fruit has a unique power, and this makes for some wacky characters. You have people who look like this, and like this, and like this, and like this. And you never question it because that's how crazy the world of One Piece is. Now, are the conventionally attractive women of One Piece in a one-size-fits-all box of face and body? Absolutely. Is that a problem? Yeah, I would say it makes for pretty bland character design. But man, are these characters amazing! Oda has this ability of writing incredible, strong, relatable women. All the princesses, amazing characters. All the female Straw Hat crewmates, both main and side characters, amazing characters. There's a woman in the show who's like the most beautiful woman in the world, and obviously she's in love with the protagonist. But somehow Oda managed to make her a deep character, to make this crush she has on Luffy justified, and to give her a backstory and even trauma that makes sense in a character in her position. Do you have any idea of how rare it is to see a man write women this well, especially in manga targeted at fellow men? We're starving here! I'll say it, the women of One Piece are great. The dudes are great too, Oda's just a master of character writing. If you're interested in watching video essays that break down the characters of this show, Melon-T is my personal favorite. I'll link her channel in the description for you to check her out once you're done with this video. Next up, I'm an artist, so I want to talk about the art style. I know a lot of people dislike the One Piece art style, but personally I think it's gorgeous, especially early on. The anime especially really embodies that nostalgic feel of 90s Toei animation, and the colors and backgrounds are so beautiful. It definitely gets worse in the most recent seasons, but every now and then you're hit with some absolutely beautiful episodes and scenes. You also have to accept that it's unfair to compare a show like One Piece to current seasonal anime, which has months of preparation just for those 12 episodes you watch. This show has been ongoing since 1999, one episode per week. But technical challenges aside, the wackiness of Oda's style is a big part of why the series is so fun. Of course, when it comes to the anime, the voice acting is phenomenal and plays a big part on the fun. But honestly, I did not expect to laugh as hard as I have with One Piece. Even the manga, which has no sound effects or voice acting, has me with tears in my eyes from laughing sometimes. You've probably seen certain faces of One Piece characters because of how viral they went, and they're great within context as well. Something that bothers me a bit in current day anime, and that I've brought up with friends, is this fear of drawing faces that are genuinely ugly for comedy purposes. For example, as much as I enjoy Spy Family, I couldn't bring myself to truly laugh at Anya's facial expressions as much as everyone else seems to have. It seems to me like they're trying to make them more cute than truly funny, but at the end of the day this seems more like a taste thing than anything else. The point is that One Piece makes me laugh a lot and the art style rules. Grow up. Now, jokes aside, I feel like it's time to finally address the elephant in the room. The length of One Piece. In order to make this a fair argument, I will be referring to the manga, the source material for this part of the video. We all know that anime can add filler episodes, recaps, everything it needs to not catch up to the source material. The most common argument I see people use to justify not starting One Piece is the obscene number of chapters. I completely understand that, and it was also the main reason why it took me so long to start. Heck, it felt too long to start even 15 years ago. But what if I told you it needs to be this long, and by the time you're close to finishing, you start dreading it and wishing it was even longer, and oh my god, what am I gonna do when I'm done with it? The world building and setup in One Piece are absolutely insane. The series is about visiting different islands on your journey, and if I told you that every place the crew explores is filled with history, lore, and deep characters, I would still not be doing it justice. As you consume it, you start to realize that these wacky fun adventures that Luffy goes on have immense importance in the overall plot of One Piece. When the pieces of the puzzle start connecting, it's a fantastic feeling. Things from 400 chapters ago will come up again in the most natural, mind-blowing way and when you least expect it. The story can quickly go from super fun and goofy to showing themes that feel incredibly touching and close to the real world. Of course, like any shonen, there are fights, and they're really good and entertaining, but the thing that surprised me the most about One Piece was the fact that beyond those fights and the power levels that exist, there is a beautiful story about found family, liberation, and dreams. To me, it's not the fights that are the most compelling part, it's the reasons why those fights exist in the first place. I don't really know how to conclude this video. I didn't write a script from this point onwards because I didn't know what to say. But if you're someone like me who's a fan, who's like all caught up on One Piece, you'll probably see where I'm coming from for a lot of these things, and I hope you enjoyed some of the stuff I said. And if you've never watched it, I can't really recommend it enough. While it is a shonen manga, it's so much more than that, and not to say that shonen manga is like a bad genre or anything, but from my own experiences as a teenager, I didn't really have a very good relationship with it. I hope you enjoy my drawing that I've been working on the background of this video. This is kind of my first time that I'm just doing like this long style speed paint kind of video. Let me know what you think of it. Thank you so much for watching the video until the end. I'm very happy I got to share the love of One Piece with everyone. Here's another reminder to check the link in the description for the plushie, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye bye!